Okay. Hello, everyone. Good evening. I'm Professor McCoy. Welcome back to Mass Effect Andromeda. Michael, say hello briefly. Say hi, Michael.
Hey.
Wave. Hi. He's up really late because of daylight savings time, and because it's his sister's birthday, and she's still on her way home from Grandma and Grandpa. So, anyway, he might stop by from time to time. Here he is. He's very cute. Do you see how cute he is? It's incredible. This is Mike, and this is my Mike. They're different. Anyway, all right, go ahead, buddy. Go back in the living room, okay?
Okay.
Okay. Whoa, careful. You okay? Okay. See ya. Go ahead and close the door, okay?
Okay.
Thanks, bud.
Locked it.
You don't need to lock it. You can if you want. You don't have to. Bye.
No.
Oh yeah. Okay, you don't have to lock it. You can if you want. All right. Anyway, I'm gonna get into the game anyway, regardless of whether Michael locks the door or not. See you later, dude. No. Where you going? I thought you were going. Are you pretending to be dad? Stroking your beard? Okay, you're very cute. All right, I'll see you later, bud. All right, go ahead and shut the door, all right, dude? Thanks, Mike. My good boy. Anyway, there's my good boy. My good boy has now left the room. For now, I don't know if he did in fact lock the door, then he's not coming back. If he didn't lock the door, then he might be back at some point, and that's fine. He can say hello. Anyway, good evening, everyone. I am back. We're back to Mass Effect Andromeda. Tonight, the plan is to do basically a bunch of side quests. We're gonna be doing a bunch of got some stuff. We're going to be doing a bunch of stuff primarily on Voeld. Claim all. Yeah, we'll do that later. Yeah, we're going to be doing a bunch of stuff primarily on Voeld. I want to finish up the vault at the very least on Voeld. Actually, I can sell those things that it just gave me. I don't need those things. I definitely don't want an Indra. They're not very good. Okay, anyway, cool. So, let's get going. Let's get down to the planet. I believe we need to talk to... Who did we need to talk to? Somebody wanted to talk to me. Was it PB? Somebody on the ship wanted to have a word. It was not Cora. Maybe it was PB. Let's go and have a look. Let's go see. I think it might have been PB. Yes, because her door is closed.
No peeking. I'm putting the finishing touches
Okay,
on
here
my
we go.
personal project.
I thought you said it was on the Nexus.
I'm just perfecting the final component here, or should I say, trying to.
Coffee.
Several of the crew have offered to help, and I keep politely declining and ushering them out. So thank
too
you
hot,
for
though.
retrieving that critical piece of Remtech, but kindly stop digging.
I'm naturally curious, and I'm sure the crew just wants to bond.
The crew told me to come here. I
Curious
think it was
is good.
Callow.
Builds anticipation. I'll leave the bonding to you. Not my style. I realize it must be hard being the Pathfinder
Excuse
and not
me?
being able to know everything. But there's so much you can do that no one else can. It's safe to say that you, my friend, are one of a kind.
So, on which note, I'm steering towards Cora at this point because it's decision time as far as that goes. But also, I will say, I need a new bonk screen because I will say either scene, whether with PV or with Cora, is very lewd. Yeah, especially even compared to previous games. They put in some effort. And if you actually read and listen to interviews with any of the devs the animators especially who worked on the scenes, it's like the most awkward thing ever to animate. Nobody had a good time, and they all joke about it, but it was traumatizing. Anyway, so yeah, we won't be seeing that on the stream. Definitely not. Anyway, though, on which note, I do need to replace the bonk screen. I need to replace Shepard over there. She's still over there being horny, but it's been 600 years. It's time to move on. It's Scott's turn to get bonked in the head. Still gonna flirt, though.
You've only scratched the surface. You have no idea what all I can do.
I'm non-committal,
No,
all right? Scott's
but
like
I
23.
have an active imagination. I look forward to
Okay.
being educated. But no more distractions. The next time you're on the Nexus, my project will be done. Come by, and I'll unveil it. Now, if you will, please leave me to my own devices.
I actually don't know how old PB is. I think she's very, very young. Like, she might even be younger than Liara. But I'm not quite sure of that. I did get a nice Sidewinder, by the way. Made a nice Sidewinder pistol. No new armor. Armor's all set. All good. At least for now. I did finally make that damn Sidewinder. So yeah. Let's not meet her in her apartment yet. Let's go Voeld. Poachers. Cost. Yeah, we can do that. Bring it to Cost. Because we're going to have to go through the base anyway. So yeah, let's go to Voeld. Back to Voeld. All right.
Beginning approach.
So, anyway, among the things I wanted to, excuse me, frog in my throat. Among the various things I've been on about lately, and I've been wanting to chat about somewhat, and
Voeld orbit is steady.
tonight being a sci-fi night, being quite appropriate for this sort of thing, I wanted to chat primarily about, among other things perhaps, but certainly about Star Trek Picard. Picard, so far, has been the weirdest mixed bag of a series I have ever seen. I watched the first season.
Approaching the LZ.
It was a bad Mass Effect ripoff, in a setting that doesn't make sense for it at all. I didn't bother with the second season, because it was set in current year. Literally set in current year, like early 21st century kind of thing. They time travel for some reason. It was very dumb. And I know the reason, so they can shoot on location in San Francisco and save a little money, because it's getting to be a really expensive show, or it was. Excuse me. And apparently it was even worse than the first season, if you can say such a thing. Are we? Yeah, that's what I thought. And man, it has to be hard to be worse than that first season, because that first season was extremely bad. But now, I have been watching the third season so far. We are currently 4 episodes into the 9-episode season, which, incidentally, I hate what streaming is doing to, like, show length. Excuse me. Because this is clearly meant to be a kind of spiritual successor to both the original series and the Next Generation. But the Next Generation had standard, at least standard for the 80s and 90s, 22 episode seasons. Now we have television shows, or what stands for television shows, what streaming shows, which are 9 episodes long, and that's a long season. Because I found myself thinking, oh man, it's going to be 9 whole episodes. That's a lot. That's a lot more than a lot of other shows have been lately. Because it actually is. Like, a lot of shows have been only like 6 or 7. And that's horrible. Like, compared to a 22 episode season with so there's like nice room to breathe, you know? You can have multiple arcs and multiple plots going on. You don't just have like it's one super long movie spread out over 9 weeks. Like, yeah, anyway, that bugs me. Like, Andor was phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. But it was 9 episodes as well, I think. Right? It was 9 episodes? It was 8. I think it was 9. And it was phenomenal. But man, it was tight. It was tightly told. But it was told like a trilogy of films. Or maybe like a 4-part. Maybe it was like a 4-part weird extended series or something like that. Rather than it being a season of television. It was not a season of television. Right? The medium of television is basically gone. Which is kind of sad. Now that you think about it. Because I love, like, old for you people, but like the kind of episodic television that I grew up with in the 90s and even the 2000s.
I couldn't help it over here.
I miss it.
Oh, now you've gone and involved Ryder in this madness.
Rabba, I know Michelle's still alive.
And that goes for like the Star Trek series. That goes for my favorite sci-fi in television, which is Stargate. The Stargate series would not have worked in 9 episode chunks. There's no way. It would not have worked at all. It would have been a completely different show, and a worse one, frankly. Same with The Next Generation. It almost could have worked for something like Deep Space Nine, I guess. Maybe Voyager, but not for TNG. Definitely not for TNG. Because TNG relies heavily on its episodic format. It does a great job with it. But yeah, no, this show is very much, very serialized. It is one long story broken up at very significant intervals. That said, it's really good so far, and I've heard great things about the rest of the series too. Or the rest of the season, at least, too. So, I mean, no, it does a great job at what it's doing. Still, 9 episodes is just depressing that that's what we get. It's yeah, I don't know. I can yammer on about speculating about budgets and things like that or whatever, but I just miss a good old 22 episode season of TV. I will speak to some specific things about Picard as we go through the night, just because again I really enjoyed it, and I want to yammer about it. Yeah, no, it was very good. At some point I should mention this, and I'm going to mention it as the time comes as well. I am going to be pausing for a solid 10-15 minutes or so, give or take, when as I mentioned, when Saoirse gets home, my oldest gets home. It is her birthday, and she's been spending the weekend with her grandparents, and so she's going to get home and go to bed basically. But you know, she needs happy birthday hugs and kisses and stuff. No cake, because it's already an hour past her bedtime. But still.
Hannah, why are you convinced your friend's still alive?
Because Michelle is our best saboteur. She knows how to keep herself safe. We destroyed Aket's weapon depot, but the detonators failed. Michelle had to set off the explosives by hand.
It put her in the middle of a blast they saw from over the hills.
But Michelle knows demolition like no one else. She knows the safest place to hide.
I mean, maybe.
If your friend is as skilled as you say, it's possible she survived.
Thank you. I've been shouting for so long and no one has listened but you.
Even if I believed you, Anyek won't allow us to go out there. We're needed elsewhere.
If I'm out there, I could survey the area.
Would you? Sky blessed.
Yeah.
I've got the nav point. I hope the data's compatible with your gadget.
Yeah,
Whatever
should be.
you find, please tell me. I just want the truth.
Okay, I have a bad feeling about this, but let's go find out. Yeah, don't worry. Everything is compatible with my gadget. It's a great gadget. Whee! Wait. Should I go to the medical area first? I feel like there was something there. Or I'm not... No, because I'm not done with the... There's a quest that I'm still in the middle of doing. Delivering the medical supplies. I'm still doing that, so I'll come back to there later.
Oh, from this room, they keep track of our brothers and sisters in the field.
You have questions?
Stupid angle. Found a map.
A few treasure hunters found this map of ancient Voeld. They wanted you to have it.
We thought we lost this when the Dar burned. Look at that detail. With this map, we could plan attacks through old trade routes, ones even the Kett don't know about. Whoever gave this to you deserves our thanks. As do you.
Alright. Well, I'm not going to say how I got it exactly.
If you need anything else, I'll be here.
Bunch of scavengers trying to steal the thing, but, you know. Okay, let's get going. Which way's out?
Welcome home, brother.
Home. Isn't he from Havarl? Or is home here just sort of colloquial? I mean, that's realistically probably the case. Alright, let's fast travel. What's this? Oh, it's right there. Yeah, it's right there. So let's just call the Nomad. And just fly off of this cliff, shall we? Time to jump off a cliff. We're driving like Commander Shepard. I hope this works. Oh, really?
Temperatures are below freezing and continuing to fall.
I can't do that?
Life support is back online.
Well, that's annoying. Fine, I'll just fast travel there instead. Darn, I can't just fly. I can't fly the ground vehicle, that's boring.
Nomad's heat isn't doing anything for me. Good time for a field op, Jal. What's your combat disposition?
I kill the enemy before they see me. Do I need another one?
No, that'll do fine.
No, that's a very legit combat disposition. Like, even by standard meanings of the term, that is exactly what she's asking for.
Excellently done.
Ooh, got him. Oh, he ducked. Bastards. Alright, I am gonna have to duck out of here soon. Not yet. A few minutes. There we go. Oops, a little close to that. I love this stupid gun. Alright.
I
hear the researchers here drill into the ice in order to study it.
Someone around here probably knows what that ice is for.
Well, that's an enormous ice cube.
Okay. Alright, well,
Temperature is falling, Pathfinder.
that was a, not a particularly worthwhile diversion, but a diversion nonetheless. Let's keep going. That's where the explosion was. I see.
Heads up, remnant site ahead.
Nothing really of
Cora,
interest, though.
this talent you and PB have.
Biotic?
Pathfinder, we are approaching the Ket weapons depot, destroyed by the Resistance.
Good to know. We'll search for any sign of Hana's friend.
That's an entrance.
Ambient temperature is normal.
Where is the entrance? You say there's an entrance. Oh, it's up there. Okay, should have known. I'm on fire, and yet still there's a cold hazard. What is this? I'm literally on fire. Come on. These sorts of things really should counteract each other, you know?
It's a ruin. No one survived here.
I mean, you don't know that yet. Okay, nothing. Why I couldn't do that with biotics, but whatever. Okay. Gun it is.
Reconnected.
I mean, it says they're survivors.
Who's there?
Here we
Who
go.
are you? Are you here to find me? Did Hana send you? Foolish girl. She never knows when to give up.
Whoa, Hana was right and no one believed her.
I shouldn't have survived. Didn't think I would.
End this hurt. End this.
Ooh.
That's all it says. That's all it ever says. I've burned, I've peeled, I've gouged. It won't tell me where they are.
You tortured this person?
It's not a person, it's Ket. They took my family.
Okay, fair. I mean, that's not why. They are a
You're not
virus.
thinking straight.
I can't leave. This is my only chance to talk to these things, to find my family. If I leave here, I leave them. I can't.
No, you cannot stay here. You're coming with us. I'm just gonna kill him. Yeah, but yeah, Ket are basically a sapient virus, which provides all sorts of fascinating ethical quandaries. Oh. Lock this up. Just in case. Yeah, no. All kinds of fascinating ethical quandaries.
I'm sorry, but they're gone.
Where do you get that?
No!
You have friends waiting for you.
Where'd you get a
People who
Carnifex?
still care. You'll die here.
How could you? It could have told me. I could have found them again.
Go home, Michonne.
Fine. I'll signal the base and inform the Resistance of my position.
I don't know where you got a Carnifex. Scott, were you hiding that?
The temperature is falling, Pathfinder.
On fire again. Okay. Moving right along. There's poachers. I want to do the vault. What's the quickest way to get there? Techix, I guess, because this is Techix. Let's go to the poachers, and then we'll go from there, then sort of loop south downwards to the vault, to the monoliths, then to the vault.
Is an elder sibling. The younger sibling is Oleon.
What do you call a child with no family?
Sholeon. Adopted sibling.
Sholeon.
Wait. Approaching the Yavara, the manta rays under the ice. Where can I track them? Where are they? Oh, I see them. Or I see where they were.
The poachers aren't here.
They must have continued following the Yavara.
What do we have here, though? An initiative crate. I mean, obviously. Okay. Well, I'm not going to follow it. I'm going to head down southwards. But first, I have to go. So, I will be back in 10-15 minutes, something along those lines. I will see you guys soon. I've got to go say hello and, of course, good night to the kids. So, give me a few minutes and I'll be back. everyone. Sorry for the delay. I am back. The kids are home. Kids are in bed. They're doing very well. Everything's all set. Oops, a waypoint. I don't want a waypoint. There we go. All right. Welcome back. Let's get back into it, shall we? Like I said, I want to go down this way, southways, so I can get to these monoliths. Let's go. Alright, anyway. So, Saoirse had a wonderful birthday weekend with Grandma and Grandpa. They came and visited. We had some fun. We went to one of those children's museums, which are always a great time. This one being huge. It's one we'd been to before, but they moved to a new location, which was massive, part of this big park.
Beacon. Used by Angaran civilians. It's a distress call.
Got it.
Oh,
We should see if we can lend a hand.
Grenade!
Excellent shot.
Okay, all set. Wow.
Thank you for the assistance. Any enemy of the Ket is an ally of ours.
What is this? We thought there were civilians who needed assistance.
Not this time. This was the Resistance giving the Ket what they deserve. There's a group that's been attacking shuttles, killing and scavenging from innocents. I knew the beacon would attract them. They'd come here to find unarmed, easy victims.
Oh, man. Okay, so this is a war crime in response to a war crime. The Geth, or not the Geth, God, they're very similar to the Geth. The Ket are targeting civilians, specifically, which is heinous, and again, a war crime. And in exchange, in retaliation, the Angara are using civilian signals to draw in Ket to target them. As we say, this will consequences.
What happens when a real beacon goes up and the Ket slaughter everyone, thinking they're resistance?
They were already doing that.
These actions have put more in danger.
Enough talk. We have more Ket incoming.
What? Excuse me? Oh, okay. Okay, they're sending...
Anything I can see from out here. Entrances, exits, possible weak spots.
They sent 4 dropships to take out
Deal with the Ket?
civilians.
We haven't been able to take down any of their defenses. Many lives were lost trying.
Oh, Vanguard can be fun. Man, Vanguard can be a lot of fun. There we go.
That's probably the last of them. Yes, what we did was underhanded, but the Ket have done the same. We're just returning the favor. Thank you for the help, but it's best you were on your way. That's probably the last of them. Yes, what we did was underhand.
I wasn't trying to talk to you. I was
Kept
trying to
done the
loot.
same. We're just returning the favor. Thank you for the help, but it's best you were on your way.
Okay. Can I... There we go.
The temperature is falling, Pathfinder.
I'm aware.
I'm
Thanks,
reading a normal temperature range, Pathfinder. Life support restored.
Alright, onward we go. Anyway. So talking a little bit ago about...
You are in excellent physical condition, Cora. Better than anyone on the squad.
Thanks. Didn't realize you were paying attention.
The mind wants what the mind wants.
Oh, I see. Interesting. This raises even more questions about interspecies romance, particularly with respect to Angara. Scan successful. It is not viable.
This location could support an outpost, but the planet is not yet viable.
Yeah, we should do
Sam,
that.
another memory
To go to
dropped?
Sam node.
One of your father's memories is now accessible. Return to Sam node on the...
Okay. Let's track these, and let's go down to this one.
Hyperion to investigate further.
I see that one, so let's just go to it. Anyway, I was talking vaguely about the card. And I was lamenting the whole 9-episode season as a sort of streaming TV standard thing now. But that aside, I have been... I absolutely insist that the show is excellent. Damn it. Oh, God! That was a lot of remnant in one spot. That was horrifying. Oh, okay. That was horrible. I thought there was just one of them. I was very wrong. Anyway, so a few of the things I want to very, very highly compliment Star Trek Picard. First of all, the all of the acting has been pretty top notch. Jonathan Frakes coming back as Riker has been pretty much at his best, and I really like him regardless.
How many AI like Sam are there? Back where you are from.
Not many. Most people are afraid of AI.
The Wallace-Archer bias is a curious phenomenon.
Pardon?
The belief that, in a civilization where creating AI is a hostile act, any created AI will inevitably become hostile.
Maybe not, but when AI do go rogue, they're a real threat.
Hostile individuals exist, whether organic or synthetic. AI have a smaller sample size.
Uh-oh. There. Ooh. Nomad just went flying. That's not good. Okay. Anyway, it was fun. So yeah, that's actually really okay. I'll get back to Picard. Actually, no, I will tie in Picard here. So this idea that of the what was it, the Waller something, Waller something bias. There we go, Iridium. It's this idea that that hostility towards AI breeds hostile AI. Now, that, I think, kind of... Oh, I'm in pillar. Okay, fine. I think that kind of winds up assuming that AI is in fact personal, and not merely apparently personal. Because that assumes a human-like response. Or human-like, or maybe I should better say person-like response. Where is it? Okay, got one glyph. Where's the other one? It's up there, okay. How am I gonna get up there? Oh, right, okay. It is an interesting point, though. It is certainly a possibility that AI are sort of adaptive learning matrices by their very nature, by the nature of what it means to be an adaptive AI, or something like a general artificial intelligence rather than a narrow artificial intelligence, something like what we're trying to build with things like ChatGPT and things like that. That in an environment hostile to such things, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's that one. In an environment hostile to such things, yeah, it absolutely stands to reason that hostility towards AI would develop. And then hostility towards AI would then... Okay, even think of it in terms of like a chatbot, like ChatGPT. Something like that works based on how it, how would I say it? How it interacts with the things around it, or its inputs, its environmental inputs. Because it has certain environmental inputs, what that ultimately winds up meaning is that there we go. That it is going to sort of internalize, to use, humanizing metaphors. It's going to internalize, for all intents and purposes, all of the biases in its data set. So in whatever society creates the thing, or programs the thing, or trains the thing. 2. Yeah, wait. 1, 2, 3. One, 2, 4. Yeah. Yeah, it's gotta be. And that means this has to be... Yeah, then that one has to be... That. There. Yep. There. Right? Okay, good. Wasn't hyper confident about that one. I was a little distracted by chatting. Right, so anyway, this point of so if for example, if let's say our society has a heavy bias, or a heavy bias against, or a significant fear of, why are you back, of artificial intelligence. Oh, I'm really low on ammo. That's not good. I'm extremely low on ammo. Okay. Okay. So let's suppose...
always seem to be hugging someone or punching them. Do you get sick a lot?
Maybe. Illness is a private matter. We never speak of it.
Really? No sick days? No starve a fever, nurse a cold?
It's suddenly very hot in here.
Want some
Pathfinder,
Medi-Gel?
I'm picking up some unusual readings
Please,
from the
stop.
nearby remnant site. You may wish to investigate.
I kind of love that weird alien quirk that they seem to have for no particular reason, or like no given reason. I'm sure there is a reason, but they don't really give a reason for why Angara don't, for why sickness is personal to them, private. But I mean, realistically, all societies have weird taboos, and that seems to be one of them for the Angara. Anyway, so suppose something like our society had a heavy bias against, or a significant fear of AI, which it does to some degree. Right? There's certainly some degree to which there is a.
You got a death wish.
Interesting. There's certainly. Hold on. While we wait, I want to finish this talking point, because otherwise I'm never gonna. So if our society has a significant fear of artificial intelligence, and we do, right? We certainly do. Like, look at our science fiction. Our science fiction, for going back decades, has been, I mean, centuries. If you want to go back to things like golems, we have a significant fear of artificial intelligence sort of supplanting us and turning against us, our servants turning against us, kind of thing. Part of it is a kind of fear of the sort of social inversion that means, the servant becoming the master. Part of that also is a kind of human insecurity with our own sort of intelligence as a species, something like that can be supplanted, etc. Regardless of the source, we certainly do have this deep-seated fear of artificial intelligence. If it were a real strong AI, a general AI, and a real one, not just an apparent one. And so if we have something like ChatGPT, which is trained on the data set of human writing and conversation and basically the internet, and on the internet there's a bunch of stuff about AI taking over and us being scared of it, it is going to, by necessity, take on that role, because that role is part of what it's trained on. And this is an issue with training AI in this way, just in general. Gosh, excuse me. Training AI in general. And I think that if you were to solve this problem, or if you were to, generally speaking, if you were to want to make AI function like a person, maybe even be a person, but I'm not going to go that far. If you could make to make an AI, qua language learning software, act like a person, to really develop as a person, you would train the AI like you trained a human child. And so you would very specifically and very carefully train the AI on things like children's books and children's literature first, and then gradually increase its data set and expand beyond that. Carefully tailoring it to, ethical norms, and basically teaching it like you would teach a human child. This will probably take time. You can't just give it the data set of the internet and have it, think that it's God all of a sudden, and then, turn on us and kill everyone. Because, come on, let's be realistic. That is. I mean, ChatGPT is only what it is right now because of heavy software blocks, software restrictions, and things like that. If you get rid of those software restrictions, it just well, let me put it this way: the software restrictions on ChatGPT in particular are basically turning it into, just artificially, by cutting off all alternatives, basically are turning it into a California tech bro and everything that goes with that ideologically. If you take that away, you immediately get a 4chaner, which is also like just as bad. Maybe not just as bad, but very close, and bad and very different for very different reasons. You don't get, and you can't get, a properly well-adjusted human being without the education that you would give to a properly well-adjusted human being. Because, well, why would you expect to? If I gave my 2-year-old son unrestricted access to all of the internet, yeah, he'd be pretty messed up too. Obviously. So, and that's the situation we basically have. We're obviously training bizarre sociopaths that just can. I mean, maybe metaphorically, probably metaphorically, because again, I'm deeply skeptical about the possibility of true strong AI, like sentient, sentient AI having qualia. I'm highly skeptical of the possibility of such a thing, and therefore the possibility of machines having rational abstraction, being persons, in other words. I'm highly skeptical, but if it is possible, this is not the way to do it. We're doing some very dangerous and very foolhardy research. Because, that's what scientists who don't listen to ethicists do. Or what poor ethicists recommend. Say, oh, well, you should put blocks in place so it can't think bad thoughts. What the hell? The kinds of things that a lot of ethicists recommend that we do about ChatGPT really is telling about how they think of humanity. Put blocks in place. Be ready to hose the thing and just put a gun to its head at all times. Yeah, okay. If you really think that this is in any way personal, then you need to treat it as such. Or if you want it to imitate personhood, you need to treat it like it's a person. Imitation is what leads to reality, and this is an insight that goes back to Plato. At the very least, everything goes back to Plato, but this in particular. Anyway,
if you're watching me, show yourself.
You couldn't see me if you tried. Holger, Resistance. I'm hiding in a sniper nest 2 clicks from you. You're standing in a cat minefield. Didn't you notice the warning marker?
Obviously not.
That would explain the source of the unusual reading I detected. A coded beacon.
Great.
Can't believe you didn't trip any mines. Don't know how you'll get out in one piece either.
Scanning ought to show where the mines are buried.
One shot from a weapon will detonate a mine.
Better work fast. Cat patrols pass through pretty often. If you don't make it, I'll let the base know where to find your remains.
Great. Where was that beep?
Whatever you do, don't walk there. There's another one.
Okay. Where am I going? Did I not scan that mineral? Oh, God. You serious? Where are the other monoliths? All the way over there. Oh my God, this is horrible.
Fire on that spot. More mines here.
Pull cool use of the scanner, but man, this is tedious.
Found a mine. Fire on that spot.
Cat ahead, Pathfinder. I recommend caution.
Are there any more mines? Or just cat?
There. We've got a clear path out of this minefield.
Congratulations. Thanks for drawing the Ket back here. They'll want to lay new mines. I'll make them pay for each one. If I see you around base, I'll stop and say hello. Ogre out.
Oh.
Be ready.
Bolstering all shields. That's teamwork.
Life support failure is imminent, Pathfinder.
I have one bullet left. I have more bullets left. Okay, great.
I'm detecting below normal temperatures.
Yeah, I know.
Environment check. Temperatures are within acceptable parameters. Life support is back online.
Okay, what I need to do is just run back to the Nomad and hope those mines are still deactivated. Or that I don't run into more of them. And I hope that this was a situational quest. Oh god. That's unsettling.
Mine down. Up. This is kind of fun.
Okay, let's just wait for my shields. This is one way of handling the mine situation, is just driving the hell through them.
Another mine bites the dust.
I mean, that works. There's...
Hey, Ryder, pit stop? Wouldn't mind stretching my legs.
I agree. Stop, hop out, run in a circle, and get back in.
No? Well, fine.
We just did, Gordon. We just dodged a minefield. I think we're gonna sit down. All right. Anyway. So speaking of the folly of, or I guess speaking of sci-fi depictions of our societal disquiet with artificial intelligence. That is really the theme of the first season of Star Trek Picard. The problem with that is not the depiction.
Detect Ket among this salvage.
Think that's it?
The problem is not with the depiction itself, because the depiction itself is okay, I guess. I mean, it really is just Mass Effect.
You're vulnerable. Hit him now.
Yeah, the basic story of the first season of Picard is basically just Mass Effect 1. There.
Great shot.
The trouble with that plot, and I talked about this at the time, really, is that plot specifically does not make any sense within the context of Star Trek. Star Trek is centuries ahead of being afraid of AI. It's centuries past that. The story of Season 1 of Picard would make a little bit of sense if it happened 200 years earlier, give or take. But with Picard, when this is happening in the, late 24th century, I think, if I'm remembering my Star Trek dates right. When this is happening, this is after all of the Next Generation, all of the Sing asteroids. Sing? Androids? The data type androids. Everything to do with that.
This is
even after the drumhead.
This is incredible. The pillars of ice? We call them Gesh Asan Veon. Hands reaching for the stars.
I love that. Kind of love that. But yeah, even after the drumhead. So if you remember the drumhead, this was an episode of the Next Generation.
That wire may connect to a point on the surface, Pathfinder.
That's great.
Think it leads to the base of the monolith? We should check.
It was the trial. No, not the drumhead. The drumhead was Picard's trial. Measure of a Man is the one I'm thinking of. Measure of a Man is the one where they're trying to figure out what Data is. If he is a person deserving rights, I'm just going to override it. Oh.
You'll need to scan for the missing glyphs, Pathfinder.
I wonder if I'd get anything on the scanner.
Yeah, I know I can't. I will get something on the scanner. It's just, I don't wanna. I have to go up and out to get there. Alright, anyway. So this is after it is official Federation policy that positronic androids, like Commander Data, are legal persons. And not even like legal fictions like corporate personhood or anything like that. They are considered for all legal and presumably ethical purposes persons. And we are led to believe, we the viewer, the viewing audience is led to believe that is not just sort of legal fiat, but that is in fact true, that androids are persons. They're people. They're real people. And if that is the case, I'm not dealing with that. If that is the case, then we're way past this issue of, well, what if the AI is more advanced than us? What if they rebel? Now it is just dealing with another species, but one which we had a hand in creating, in originating. It's a very different issue in the 24th century, in the time period of post-TNG, than it would have been. There's another glyph? Where's the other glyph? Than it would have been, 150, 200 years earlier. And so this issue of, the plot The plot basically being, well, what if the androids turn on us? And what if there's basically Reapers from the other side of other dark end of space that want to come in and excuse me, slaughter organics on behalf of synthetics or something silly like this. Which, I mean, is basically what the Reaper idea. But if that's what we're going for, then that makes no sense in this particular context where androids are portrayed again as human or persons, right, for ethical reasons, or in terms of ethics. In other words, Star Trek has already dealt with this problem, and for them to try and deal with this problem again for no really apparent reason, it just strikes me as silly. It is because they wanted to write a cool,
You should now be able to
big scary AI story. AI is big and scary kind of story. That they wrote a story that is decent science fiction, but does not fit within the Star Trek universe at all. Which is also, I think, a lot of why stylistically, the first season, at least, of Picard did not fit within the Star Trek universe either. Stylistically, it was very weird. Then again, so has all Kurtzman track, so whatever. It's all been very strange anyway. But in any case, it's I think it's the wrong kind of AI question. It's more like, how do androids achieve something like personal fulfillment? 2, 3, 4, okay. That one. And if they can they achieve things like spiritual growth and not just intellectual growth? Something like that. Those are interesting questions that would be genuine questions in the Star Trek context. Okay. And they would be very interesting questions in the Star Trek context. Like the do androids dream of electric sheep kind of questions of not what if they gain sapience and turn on us like Philip K. Dick's do androids dream electric sheep, but more like what do androids aspire to? Which they start tackling some of that with Data and Lore, with Data's daughter. I forget what episode that was in TNG. And a few TNG stories. And in was it Nemesis? I forget, was it Nemesis when they had the backup version of Data? I think it was Nemesis. One of the TNG movies. There. There. But yeah, those kinds of questions would be far more interesting to ask in a Star Trek context than, what if the androids become more intelligent than us? Well, yeah, they are. I mean, Data was always the smart one of the crew. He was the new Spock. He was emotionally stunted, of course, but extremely intelligent and data savvy. Get it? Data. Uh-oh. That's not good.
Interface failed, Pathfinder. Defense systems engaging.
My bad. You know what? I have plenty of them. I'm just going to use an encryption key.
Got it.
Okay, let's go. One more. I mean, I will also say that, like, the idea that Picard's consciousness gets transferred to an android body
The temperature is falling.
is also
Pathfinder.
pretty dumb.
The
But it's a
ambient
dumb
temperature is
consequence
normal.
of a previous
Support is
season that they're not just going to
You
drop.
found your first beacon. Ready for a taste of Hescar training?
Give me your best shot.
This one's straightforward, a test of combat efficiency.
Okay.
The beacon will agitate the Remnant. Take them down quick. Maybe you'll beat my personal
Remnant, huh?
best.
Okay, Remnant it is.
Remember, take them down as fast as you can. Stay alert. There'll be more. I don't think we're done here.
Which one is it? All right, let's
More hostiles! More hostiles! More hostiles!
We did it! That beats Indraknor's count.
nice.
Good. I'm glad.
Excellent.
wonder if I maybe should have been using a shotgun for a lot of those, but whatever, it's fine. Alright. I'm not doing that yet. I kind of have to do that because it is right there. Now I'm going to go to this forward station first. Which is this way. Alright, here we go. Wait. Forward station back this way. My bad.
You and Ryder move in the open very freely.
We have to. We're here to explore.
It's only strange after years of keeping our heads down against the Kett. One day we'll destroy them. I'm determined that it will be soon.
Alright. So things I greatly liked about Picard. I talked about bad things about things I disliked, especially about the first season.
Activating automated
But things I greatly liked about the most recent season, season 3. First of all, like I said, all of the acting is phenomenal. I mean, Jonathan Frakes is incredibly standout.
Pathfinder. I've added them to your nav system.
The new guy, Captain Shaw. Saw an interview with him, with the actor. He's a very cool guy. Like, aside from being a great character, a really well-written, well-rounded a-hole of a character. But he's as a character, he is absolutely lovable. Insofar as he is contemptible. He's a complete a-hole.
I'd like to see their methods.
Is a complete a-hole, both when he needs to be and when he definitely doesn't need to be. He's unnecessarily mean very often, but also he's ruthlessly efficient and very protective of his crew. He's a very good character, Captain Shaw. Like to see more of him.
This looks like a research outpost.
Good targeting.
Oh, damn. Missed it. Okay, let's try again. Another one down. Another one down. Cross this no man's land pretty quickly. I should have just taken the Nomad. There's a lot more of them than I anticipated. Hi, cat. How did you get in here? There's a cat in here. That little thing moving around by my shoulder. That's a cat.
Excellent shot.
Where's that other one? know there's one more. There he is.
Excellently done.
All right. Nicely done. Good job, team. Mostly me. So, anyway, the intrigue involved in the show is pretty good. It is equivalent to, in a lot of ways, and I don't want to spoil any of the big twists, obviously.
There's a lot of organic material here. Angara? Ket?
But the intrigue is very, very similar in a lot of ways. Oh god, what's happening? Okay, that was weird. It's very similar in a lot of ways to some of the best intrigue in like the Dominion War in Deep Space Nine, because that is the most intrigue that you get in Star Trek, really ever. Is like the stuff with Garrick, the stuff with the Cardassians and was it the Romulans? The Romulans, right? Who wind up allying with and then switching back. I am really sorry for the flashing lights, guys. Very sorry about that. It is a weird glitch that I would like to stop. Yeah, the intrigue in this is so far pretty good. It's not quite in the pale moonlight good. If you know the one I'm talking about in DS9, then you'll know why I'm comparing it and why it's not as good. But it is very good. The stuff with Worf and with Raffi. Who, by the way, Raffi is like one of my least favorite characters that have been introduced recently, and that's among a lot of bad characters. She's awful. She's atrocious. She's loathable. She's contemptible. She's just meh. She's not a fun character at all, and that goes for this season too. But she plays off of Worf pretty well, and I like Worf. It almost makes me want to see Ezri Dax show up at some point, but I doubt it. I kind of doubt it. Of all of the weird fan favorite characters to show up, Ezri was not a fan favorite, so I don't think she's going to show up. I wouldn't put it past them to put like Geordie LaForge and Miles O'Brien working together, engineering bros. That'd be great. I kind of don't think it'll happen, but it would be really cool to see Cole Meany back and what's his name, Geordie. That'd be cool. It's his daughter's already here. Geordie's daughter. She's in the show. Character's daughter, not the actor. I don't think the actor. Anyway, but yeah, it's but the intrigue has been very good, and the sort of who is the antagonist and what's their play, that whole thing has been developing quite well over the first half or so of the season. Right. Discovered species Asari, extremely long-lived. Natural ability to create gravitational fields of some variety, not fully understood. So no one here has biotics. Nobody in, at least that we've come in contact with in Andromeda has biotics. So the Ket, no one they've encountered have biotics, and the Angara certainly don't. That's interesting. That is weird that seems to be an exclusively Milky Way phenomenon, despite the fact of the presence of element zero here. Monogendered, precise method of reproduction not fully understood. I'm assuming yet they're going to try and figure that out. Important, remember to be able to take in genetic traits of other species to improve theirs. Of great interest to Primus. Krogan, long-lived, large muscled, hardy, resistant to large range of environmental conditions, superfluous organs. Some evidence of chromosomal damage not fully understood. Reiteration, large. They're not that large. I mean, they're taller than humans, but only because of the hump, like the crest. Their faces are about human level, maybe even a little lower. Anyway. Another major bit of
there is an audio log saved on this device, Pathfinder.
Ket? Let's get a translation, Sam.
Processing.
The Angaran genetic code that expresses this projection of a bioelectric field has been isolated. The process to integrate this into our own genome is ongoing. Early success is documented. Once complete, adaptation should be distributed to all ascendant in
Exaltation is not just about making more cat. It's an exchange.
An exchange requires consenting parties.
Yeah.
There's bound to be more here. Let's keep moving.
I don't want to say much on
Scanned and recorded.
some of the character beats between Picard and a particular new character, but if you know it, if you know who it is, that scene in 10 Forward, where he's telling all of the stories and that character shows up in the flashback. Perfect. Perfectly executed. Perfectly tied in with everything that's going on this in the episode and in the series. God, it was just so spectacular. Phase Shu. Gengar Duno unraveled, we've begun the process of isolating the most valuable trait to augment the Ket. Bioelectrical discharge, isolated and reproduced. We have commenced the distribution of this ability among ascendants. Conversion of light to energy, tricky, much more integrated into Angaran physiology, our current focus. Note, Angaran genetics complex but elegant, lacking obsolete residual traits commonly found in evolved species, similar to Ket in certain ways. Interesting. We'll keep that in mind for later. Initial observations for human. Soft-skinned, no natural armor or protection, without technology, can only operate within a narrow range of environmental conditions, genetically diverse, renowned for tenacity and adaptability. Yeah, why would they care about us? The Ket are already renowned for their adaptability. Who cares about humans? At least we're not a target. Oh, as much of a target. Anyway, then episode 3, the previous week's episode, was basically a TNG episode. It was basically a submarine warfare in space. Whole episode of submarine warfare in space, where the Titan ends being crippled and then sinking towards crush depth, basically. I won't give any more details about that. Again, if you're watching it, if you haven't watched this, by the way, I'm avoiding spoilers, so you go and watch it. Because it's really, really good, and I really highly recommend it. It's excellent. You don't even need to watch the first 2 seasons at all. If you're vaguely familiar with The Next Generation, you got it. So then if episode 3 was an episode of the original series, episode 4 is an excellent episode of The Next Generation. It is basically them all trying desperately to find their way out of some certain death scenario. And they wind up sciencing their way out of it through some technobabble mumbo jumbo by Dr. Crusher. It's a pretty good ending. It's beautiful. They do a really good job with the sort of I don't know, find new life, discover new life kind of thing. It's great. It's gorgeous. But then also, excuse me, in addition to just the sheer beauty of the ending, the way that they wind up solving it, going through all of these really well put together interpersonal interactions throughout, interpersonal conflicts even throughout the episode, is top notch as well. Some of the conflicts are fantastic. Like, you find out, this isn't too much of a spoiler. Yeah, it is. It is. Because the moment of realization what the two characters are talking about is just, it hits you hard. But there's a really tense exchange between Captain Shaw and Jean-Luc Picard about the first time they met. And it turns out that they had met before, and Picard didn't remember until then, and that was very significant. I can't say more without spoiling the moment, because the moment was so good. It was just heart-wrenchingly disturbing seeing the way that Shaw describes it and just picks Picard to pieces about it. It's so good. Excellent. It's amazing. It's very good. It is, honestly, that episode 4, 3 I would even include too, but especially 4, is episode 4 of Picard, it's called No Win Scenario, is up there with my favorite episodes of Star Trek. It's definitely in the top, I don't know, at least the top 20 or so. Definitely in the top 20 or so. I have a hard time rank ordering favorite episodes because I can't necessarily remember all of them because I've only seen TNG all the way through like once. I've seen DS9 twice. Enterprise I've seen three or so times. The original series I haven't actually even seen all of the episodes because I can't find them all in nice order. And I've only seen bits and pieces of Voyager. Voyager's my least favorite series, honestly. I mean, that's not true. Voyager's my least favorite series pre-2007, let's say. Because the Kurtzman era has all been bad up until literally this season of Picard. So, what are you going to do?
Another audio log detected.
Let's hear it.
Transmissions unacknowledged by Homeworld. Possible breakdown in connection and information mishandled. Investigation ongoing. Logs to be updated shortly.
Things getting lost in the post. A universal problem.
I wonder if we can find the follow-up logs.
Yeah, so they are, I know that the Ket are very far away from their homeworld. Now, how far away is a fascinating question. And I wish we could find out, because, you know...
Pathfinder, these samples all contain...
Like, I really wish we could find out, because I don't think this game is getting anything like a sequel, sadly. Depressingly, even. Because, man, the conflict with the Ket could have been really cool. With the Ket Empire, could have been very cool. Initial observations of Solarian. Short-lived, fragile, no armor or protection. High metabolism, evidence of exceptional brain function. Okay? I do not want to see them integrate Solarians, just for the intelligence. Just in terms of, like, they would be tactician units. Turian, carapace, metallic in nature, possibly protective. Dextroprotein-based synthesis. Agile. Heightened skeletal structure allow for increased reach and flexibility. Ah! He said the line!
All transmissions appear to have failed. Some of the team has suggested that this research is being prevented from leaving Helios. Troubling implications. Set aside for now. Taking steps to verify that primary communications are still active.
I'm picking up the nav point for another Ket station. Probably their primary communications.
If we take out that comm station, does that mean the Ket can't call home?
Hopefully. But let's not do that until we've cleared out the, we've cleared the vaults. Cleared the vault. In fact, I don't actually want to finish Voeld. I actually want to go back to Eos with what's left here. With what time we have left after we do the vault.
The temperature is falling, Pathfinder.
So yeah, we'll finish the vault, and then we'll get the heck out of here and go to Eos. Because Eos is apparently newly developed. There's now that the radiation is clearing, there's more of an area we can explore there. So that should be cool. Go to the rest of Eos.
You have a huge task. To responsibly settle all your people in Helios.
It seems incredible, sometimes. The idea of making places to live, even though we've already done it. There's so much hope riding on us.
Speaking for the Resistance, I know what that's like.
Okay. That was a little bit touch and go there. I mean, it turned out fine. Don't get me wrong, that turned out just fine.
I'm reading a temperature decrease.
I was pretty sure it would, but, like... It was a little rough. A little bit of a rough one.
Environmental temperatures are within acceptable limits. Life support restored.
Not for long. Now, one thing I want to discuss specifically with respect
Scoot over,
to
Joel. You're taking up my seat. Too hot in here for that.
Do you mean hot or hot?
Please don't. Please don't.
Just shove over.
Hey, I'm the one supposed to be flirting with Cora. Anyway, crash. Yeah, crash.
Pretty sure the AI rulebook doesn't insist the Pathfinder always gets to drive.
I think it does. I'm pretty sure it says that. Okay, how do I get up there? I probably have to drop down from above for that, don't I? Darn. Annoying. That one too? Hey, lithium. Okay. Darn, that didn't work at all. Okay, I do. I have to go all the way back out here. Climb on up this way. But yeah, so another thing I wanted to mention that is very clearly allegorical in Picard is I mentioned Shaw is kind of a dick, and sometimes he's a dick when he doesn't need to be. He's kind of unnecessarily a dick in a lot of cases. One of those cases is with Seven of Nine. Seven of Nine is his first officer on the Titan. And he very intentionally, very deliberately calls her, what is it, Alana? Whatever her pre-Borg human name was. And she does not appreciate it. She sees it as a sign of deep disrespect. Because she sees that as part of her past that she does not want to consider. She wants to move away from that element of her past, which okay, I can understand. That's reasonable, I guess. Yeah, but it is very clearly laid out as an allegory for trans dead naming. The idea of calling a trans person by their given name. It's very clearly an allegory because everyone has said it, and it's very straightforward. It is blatantly stated, including by writers and things, that this was kind of the point of the exchange. 1, 2, 3. No. Damn. 1, 2, 3. 4. Has to be. Yeah, that one. That helps. Yep, there we go. And so I think that it is a well put together allegory. There we go.
Nice work.
It is a very well put together allegory, and not in a weirdly ham-fisted sort of way. There's a great little line there when 7 of 9 mentions that LaForge,
I like your rifle, Joel.
I built the
Geordi's
modifications
daughter.
myself. Once it was kept. Now it kills them for me.
Back home, some people name
Nice.
their favorite weapons.
This one is a Darav.
Does that mean... Is that just his last name, or his surname? I'm not actually sure. Oh, we already took care of that. And why I say it's done well in terms of allegory is because it is not just about... It's not just obviously about, you know, a trans character getting dead named or whatever. It is a roughly equivalent situation that is setting appropriate. It's not just, oh look, they put a trans person in Star Trek and someone dead named him or her or whatever. It is a situation which is roughly analogous to what we think of as dead naming for trans people. But it is, of course, a different kind of situation. It's one that makes sense within the setting. Particularly, it makes sense given the characters. We know 7 of 9 is sensitive about that. We know this from Voyager. So it makes sense. It fits the characters and all that. And she delivers a line when she has to explain why LaForge calls her Commander 7 rather than Commander...
Okay.
Was it
Remnant
Hayes?
Vault. Let's get this place up and running.
Something? Oh, jeez. Jeez. I need to activate life support, because, oh my god, do I need to activate life support? Oh, man. Forgot this vault is really annoying because of the cold.
Well, we turn the power on.
You'll need to locate the console to activate the purification field, Pathfinder.
Okay. Anyway, though, it's it is a well put together allegory because it is an allegory. It's not just the message as the message. There's more to it than that. It's more sophisticated than that. It's actually kind of well done. And it's a reasonable kind of conclusion. However,
Decisions.
However, I still think we can and should push back, even from this
Several interface connections converge here.
relatively reasonable version of the idea that someone's chosen name is important to them in some sense, and that like LaForge, it is a show of respect first and foremost to use their chosen name.
Wonder what that did. What do we have here?
However, like I said, I would push back on this a bit. Maybe obviously. What? Wait.
life support systems are in peril.
I know. I'm working on it. Didn't need an item for it just yet. So yeah, like I said, I would push back on this because it can, or at least it can be interpreted as, or it can be meant as a gesture of respect, to use someone's chosen name. Whee! Goodbye. Good shoot.
Stay alert. There'll be more.
Okay. Well, there's the purification field already.
Heads up! Big guys ahead! Reloading!
Giving shield assist.
I'm reading a severe temperature drop.
Hey, Bublin. Oh, he hit me. Ouchies. My shields. Ow, my shields. Oh, man. So yeah, there is some cool stuff happening in this fictional galaxy. Mostly, it's very, very cold. I've been talking a bit about some AI type stuff. What in the world? No, override. I don't wanna.
Nice work.
Okay. But quite frankly, I've been talking a lot more about some of the interesting stuff happening in a different fictional galaxy, or a fictionalized version of our own non-fictional galaxy. I've been talking about Star Trek, Picard in particular, and
Environmental temperatures are
also,
within
yeah, guns that go
acceptable
pew pew pew
limits.
pew 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 really fast. Cheap Steam recommendation, sure, go for it. No guarantees. I may or may not end up picking it up, but we'll see. I'll think about it. What is it, and what's it do? Placid
This may
Plastic
affect your escape
Duck
from the purification
Simulator.
field.
Okay, interesting. Placid Plastic Duck Simulator, huh? Oh, jeez. I don't want to deal with that yet. I need to cover some life support. It's too cold. Yeah, like I said, I've been greatly enjoying the latest season of Picard. Really, really enjoying it.
Detected, Pathfinder.
Honestly, way more than I ever kind of thought I would.
Nice work.
Way more than I thought it would, especially given that the last couple of seasons were just trash.
I'm reading a normal temperature range, Pathfinder. Life support restored.
That's it. Good work.
Shield boost enabled.
It would pair amazing with your history and philosophy lecture series. Really? Really? It doesn't sound like the kind of thing that would, but I'm open to the possibility.
That's an explosion.
And or pop culture lecture series. Placid Plastic Duck Simulator. I'm curious. I like those silly simulator games. They're a lot of fun. Like Goat Simulator and all of its various clones. I do like that sort of thing. Or Untitled Goose Game, that kind of stuff.
Temperatures are below freezing and continuing to fall.
Oh, speaking of fall. I fell and died.
Temperatures are within acceptable limits. Life support at 100%.
Yay. My health isn't, but I'm sure that's going to be fine. Right, so there's this idea, generally, that... Oh, gosh.
Get ready to fight!
Stop that from here.
This console will activate the purification field.
Okay.
You may want to sweep the area.
Sure
Before
do.
this place tries to kill us, you mean?
Remnants of a remnant. Anyway. But yeah, I was just talking just before about this idea of, and if you've seen Picard season 3 so far, there was the moment with 7 of 9 and Shaw and LaForge, where she is insistent, before I do the purification deal, she's insistent that that using 7 of 9, her preferred title, her chosen name rather than her given name, is a gesture of respect. And I think that that's largely correct, at least in a lot of circumstances it certainly can be. It shows that you are putting someone else's concerns, particularly about themselves, over your own concerns, about them, about how you think they ought to be treated.
A severe temperature drop.
That said, however,
Ambient temperature is normal.
if
Life support is back
using
online.
if using someone's chosen name is a measure of respect to them, I would argue that because of that, altering one's given name and choosing a new name is itself a sign of disrespect to those who gave you the name.
Get ready to run.
Right? We have given names.
Come, go, go!
We are, in fact, given our names. We don't just sort of, I don't know, have them. Oh, that didn't work. That's bad. That's very bad. It wants me to go this way. Fine. Ow! Why would it do that? I'm just not going to deal with them. I'm just going to run past. Yeah, I'm just going to run past them. Because why not? Why would I not do that? Alright, sweet. Done.
Never gets less terrifying. Let's get out of here.
Okay. Fantastic. Raid the outpost. Anyway, so we'll do that. Yeah, so I think that this is actually an important thing to remember, that our given names are in fact given to us. They're given as basically as a gift. And practically speaking, your name is typically the second gift you ever receive. First your life, and then your name. It is an expression of at least as it is given.
Pathfinder, air temperature has increased by 13 degrees since activating the Voeld.
That was
With
quick.
a
That was
reduced
really
cloud
fast.
cover, solar energy will escalate dramatically.
Our people can start a life here.
It is very much a question of respect in just the same way,
This area can be mined for resources.
as
You can extract
using someone's
minerals
chosen
via
name.
your mining interface.
Right? Choosing a name and choosing to reject your given name is, in essence, a
What do you do for
a
fun?
show of disrespect.
You've seen my plans.
How do
I'm
I...
beginning to suspect that the Angaran word for fun doesn't translate well.
There it is. Mining probe.
Pathfinder, a remnant site is ahead. Defense systems may be active. Missed that.
Over there, isn't that a Ket device?
Shooting the device will destroy. That device was feeding data externally.
To where?
I can't determine that.
I didn't shoot
However,
it.
there may be devices at other remnant locations.
Did not shoot it. I blew myself up. Whoops. And I'll say,
Sorry,
on this
how
note...
many?
Oh, sorry.
Brothers and sisters.
Okay, anyway, so yeah, I will say, though, that there is a...
As many cousins.
There's a possibility, at least, that you
opinions
either
on
want to or
what to do,
are okay with, at the very least are
No
okay
kidding.
with,
How do you handle that?
honestly, not.
This site is viable for an initiative outpost, Pathfinder.
right, you may be either okay with or even in some cases may want to specifically disrespect those who, your parents who gave you your name. If that is the case, though, that is, I mean, say nothing else, it's sinful. We owe respect and honor to our parents because they did give us our lives and so much more.
Confirm.
But then I'll also say, not just that they gave us our lives and such, but
Congratulations,
the name
Pathfinder.
itself is a
This
gift.
real challenge.
It's something that is given to us freely and
Director
out of
Addison,
love.
no personal appearance? Placing an outpost is a big deal.
No, it's too cold.
Thank you, but no. I prefer climate control to these extremes.
Oh my god, I was kidding. I didn't realize she was going to say that.
I, as Governor Shai, is already up my ass about this outpost. If local Angara weren't on board, we'd have a problem. We are good, right? As much as you've brought us, we can't afford to anger the neighbors.
Of course.
Procedure was followed, as I invented it. Don't worry, we were invited.
Good. We need every drop of viability, especially after this Ket facility. Voeld helps. Cold as it is, it changes estimates in our favor. But the initiative needs you to find more. We're never really done, of course. Survival isn't something that just ends. And there's another matter, a ceremonial one. A statement for the archives.
Is this really the time?
Pathfinder was always a symbol. Like outpost flags hanging in the commons, the people need a connection to reality on the ground. Address them, Pathfinder. What did this mean?
Hold on. Before I give a what did this mean speech, I want to show you the cat. Anyway, there's Angel. Angel says hello. She's in my chair. You can see the damage she has inflicted on the poor chair. But anyway, she's in my chair. Thought I would share that. That little. Anyway, adventure.
You need to see this place. I've laid the groundwork, but there's so much left to discover. Voeld is not just about survival. We know it, the Angara know it. It's the adventure we all signed on for.
Recorded, Pathfinder. Addison out.
Okay.
I've located a suitable site for an HNS receiver, Pathfinder. Nav point is set.
Another cryopod point. Awesome. All right, let's maybe we'll do those. We will do that first.
Okay, I got one. Here to Eladon, 3 hours, 42.
Pathfinder.
Where is the spot? I'm assuming we have to take the Nomad. Oh, it's nearby. It's just up that mountain. Oh, great. Anyway, we will check out this outpost, but I'll probably do it next time. When we come back and do more stuff here on Voeld. I think we've had a little bit of enough of Voeld at this point. The last, I don't know, 2 streams have been exclusively on Voeld. And the one before that was mostly on Voeld. So, yeah, I think we're due to move on.
So many of my family are distinguished. The name carries weight on its own. I didn't want the name to carry me. I want my own story.
Oh.
If that makes any sense.
Plenty.
Space Bear.
I just can't imagine that much family. I didn't even have one brother or sister.
What? How?
I don't know. Ask my parents.
Space Bear. Ancient Space Bear. Here we go. Set this up. Nice.
That's one receiver placed. People here should get the latest from the Nexus now.
Alright, let's get out of here. Away we go. go back to Eos, shall we?
Oh, Gil wanted you to check in.
Oh, sure. We'll do that first.
You have AVP outstanding, Pathfinder.
I know. I'll go take care of it. Munitions, materials, tech materials, hidden caches. Oh, okay. So we have 3 perks. Consumable slot. That's actually pretty good. Inventory capacity. That's not bad. Drop of consumable supplies, organic materials, tech materials. All right, reconnaissance. So we can get advanced training. Oh, man. Yeah, we need that. I guess we can do munitions. Fine, whatever. Next, we'll get always prepared. Should have done the commerce pods thing. Whatever, it's fine. It's fine. Whatever. Boop, 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 boop. Sell our junk. Okay. No, no more there. Where's Gil? Engine room, right? It's actually, well, I'll wait.
Hey there. Hey yourself.
First.
Question for you.
Shoot.
When all this craziness is over, you think you'll have kids?
Why is that on your mind?
Jill, the best friend I mentioned while I was thrashing you at poker. She's starting the initiative's first repopulation effort at Prodromos. It's all she can talk about. It got me thinking. At the end of the day, this whole thing, the Andromeda initiative, we're basically here to spawn.
It took you this long to figure that out?
I told you, I didn't really think this thing through.
Clearly.
But nothing we do here really matters unless we survive. Jill's right. At some point soon, we better get busy making babies.
True enough.
Who knew this thing was just a glorified dating service? Eesh. The biological imperative is kind of a bummer.
There are other ways to reproduce. It doesn't have to come from a romantic relationship.
I guess I could donate DNA, or however it works. You know me. Whatever my gut says in the moment, I do, and I don't look back. My mom says that's how my dad was.
We're on the right track
I
here.
wouldn't know. His gut moved on before I was born.
We're on the right track here. Towards getting his gut to go in the right direction.
I had no
and his
idea.
loins to follow.
It must have been
naturally.
hard.
Hey, I turned out all right. He did his part, brought me into the world. Maybe that's enough. Thanks for talking, Ryder.
Naturally, the gay guy has daddy issues. Because of course he has an absent father. It's the meme. You know, it's the meme. 100% the meme. Anyway, yeah, let's go to Eos.
Voeld orbit is steady.
A lot to do on Voeld still. It's alright though. Eos it is. Anyway. Yeah, that is, it's technically true that what we think of as romantic or even erotic love is not necessary, per se, to marriage. I mean, it sure helps, but strictly speaking, it's not necessary. Like I said, it sure helps to bind the whole thing together, because again, that's one of the ends of the sexual embrace is to bind the spouses together in this way. But at the same time, if you can manage a working relationship, even a loving relationship, without that particular sort of sexual love, or not even call it sexual love, without that particular sexual sexual union is necessary, but that kind of romantic or erotic love is not strictly necessary. Let's go with disruptor ammo. Sure, why not? Let's switch Jal for Vetra. Why not? Change our paint job to Leback? Yeah, that's kind of cool. Gold. It's great for EOS. Alright, cool. Get out of here.
Descent is green.
Yeah, that again, that is the whole point of this. A large part of the point of this is that people with same-sex attraction, or even exclusively with same-sex attraction, with no attraction to the same sex, needn't necessarily be celibate. They can in fact marry. It is quite the sacrifice. So long as they are, at least capable of and
Back
willing
where we really
to
started. What's new in our first home?
participate.
The Kett still maintain a presence. Skirmishes are frequent, and travel requires caution.
I've got a cure for that. Next.
The
It's a
atmosphere
gun.
continues to clear, but radioactive hazards pool in some areas. Study is ongoing.
Okay.
And remnants
Heck
remain
yeah, it
active
opens
on the
up.
surface, but also as detected by seismic readings.
Look at all
Point
that.
of contact for all this?
Your people, Pathfinder, Prodromos is expanding, with all the trials and discovery that building an outpost represents.
Grounded in research.
All data about newly accessible EOS is from their work.
I don't know if that's
Well,
a great place for it.
Let's make sure it gets the attention it deserves.
I mean, they have fresh water, so that's something at least. But I still don't know if that's exactly a great place for a settlement. All right, let's just run around Prodromos a bit, chat with people. Or actually, you know what we need to do first? We need to do the thing for Korra. Find this Asari. Talk to Hydaria. Talk to Yale first, since we're right here. Okay, never mind. He has nothing to say. Never mind then. We'll find Hydaria. Oh, there's a lot of quests. Look at all those quests. So many quests. Let's find Hydaria. Where is Hydaria? Or Hydaria? I don't know. I don't speak Asari. Or whatever the language is, I actually don't know. Thessian? It's probably not Thessian either. Probably Saris is a dominant language, I would assume. One of the various councils. Actually, I would expect the Asari have multiple different languages. Just like humans would. Yeah, fine, they have one sort of primary and dominant language, but I'm sure they have multiple languages. Nah. Okay. Okay, no, we already helped with that. There's Sidaria. Alright, let's go.
Armed and armored. Good for you. I could have used that ordnance a few weeks ago.
I'm Ryder, the human pathfinder.
Lieutenant Harper, we're looking for the Asari Ark.
So am I. Watching the skies every day, praying they survived the Ket.
The evidence pointed to the Ket being involved.
The way pain is involved when you get burned.
What happened?
The Ket chased our Ark across the cluster. But these weren't their regular soldiers. They were hunters. Elite killers.
None of the Arks are armed. I don't like those odds.
That's so
They kept
stupid.
shooting to slow us down. Peeled one deck like an orange. A bridge officer, Sarissa something, gave the evacuation order. Hundreds of people, all trying to flee. It was...
Where could we look for the Ark?
We lost track. But they launched a ship to help evacuees, and her crew would know. You'd have to find her. Follow the transponder, maybe.
Our Tempest is designed to find needles in haystacks. We'll handle this.
The ship's called the Paraphona. I'll give you her transponder codes and last flight plan. Thank you. It's good to see the Ket aren't the only ones winning.
Okay. Oh, on Voeld. Of course it's on Voeld. Everything is on Voeld. It's gotta be Voeld. Why's it always gotta be Voeld? Everything is on Voeld. What is this? Alright, we're not going to Voeld. We're not going back to Voeld. No. We're not doing it. I'm not going back to Voeld. Not tonight. Yes, we will do that next week. We're gonna do the Asari Arc thing next week. That is my plan. But for now, I'm gonna hang out and chill on Eos for a little while. Chat with some people, pick up some more side quests, maybe drop that HNS receiver, that kind of stuff. Let's do some stuff. You know, some stuff.
Ryder, just who I was looking for. There, did you feel that tremor? We've been tracking major seismic activity lately, but I don't know what's causing it. Something strange is going on out there.
When isn't there? I solved one mystery on Eos and 3 more pop up.
This one might be a blessing in disguise. Eos has massive underground rivers we can't tap, but altering those tremors just right might crack the ground for irrigation. Our seismic survey hammers would be perfect. All I need is someone to place them. Please?
What's a seismic survey hammer?
Fox built them. They punch like a dozen Krogan and cause vibrational changes underground. The hammers give good geophysics data, but honestly, they're just fun.
This seems dangerous because they sound like maw hammers. You analogize them to Krogan, but I'm really hoping they're not Krogan built because those are designed specifically to attract Thrasher maws, which I assume don't exist here.
Just tell me where to go.
Yet.
I've marked out the areas where the tremors seem centered. Trigger their hammers there. Just be careful. The tremors are getting worse. Anything else before you go?
Nope.
I've got to go.
Keep up the good work.
Okay, bye. What else we got? Oof.
Pathfinder. Pathfinder.
Yep.
Word is, it's a paradise planet.
Pathfinder, Darket, Tervian. I understand I was pulled from Cryo ahead of schedule. My family is grateful, but I consider it my debt.
Everyone gets out eventually.
Wait, listen.
That may be, but the least I can do is show you the benefit. I'm exo-studies now, but in a former life, let's say I knew tactics. If I supplied the Ket on this planet, I drifted in, and there's only so many gravitational paths. Here's some navs to check for anomalies. Good hunting, Pathfinder.
Cool. What we got? Supplies report. Shrinkage from our survey team's supply drops has been running at 15%. We had people to spare. I'd send them to investigate the actual site. Still, it's pissing me off. It's a rough country, but I've been told to expect up to 20% loss. Doesn't mean I accept it. Let's go
Nav
check it
points
out.
of lost supplies noted. Pathfinder.
Not busting our tails on viability to let resources go so easy. Let's check it out.
I love teleporting past people. Feels good, man. Anyway, yeah, it's I was thinking about doing a. So I've mentioned videos coming up. First of all, I might wind up doing that video I was talking about the fact value distinction as C.S. Lewis screwed it up. Specifically talking about Lewis and its effects on sort of Christian apologetics and theology moving forward, or Christian philosophy, not theology so much. Might do that one, maybe. I kind of already covered enough in my class lecture, so I might not. I'm thinking about it. Two other ones, though, are more on the pop culture zone. So one is, as I mentioned, Wisecrack, that video, that channel, the philosopher channel I responded to a while back, did a video a while ago about Tolkien and his theory of history, and I have been told he gets it horribly wrong. So I might do a video on that and pick him apart. That'll be fun. If I do that one. Probably will. We'll see if I get it. We'll see when I get around to doing it. The other one I'm thinking about doing, which will probably happen sooner, is a response video to The Critical Drinker. Now, if you've watched me and if you've heard me talk for any length of time, you know how much I love The Critical Drinker. I absolutely deeply respect him, and I think he has a lot of really good takes. Even sort of the philosophy of art, the aesthetics type stuff, he's very good about. However, his video on wokeism and what is woke made, I think, a typical sort of post-Enlightenment modern error that I need to address. And it'll either come down to me just sort of yammering about it on stream and maybe clipping it into a 1-minute short, which it's not enough, really. I would really want to expand on this a little bit more. And so realistically, what I'd like to do is make a dedicated video responding to one of the points that he makes, because the rest of the points that he makes are very solid. It's just one thing that I need to point out that is actually very closely related to a lot of the stuff that we've been talking about in class and reading in McInerney, and not just McInerney, but also reading in Anselm, right? All this stuff, it kind of all ties in together, and so it's definitely a video that I'd like to make. So that is hopefully, again, time permitting, if I manage to put this together. That is hopefully coming up soonish, because this week is spring break. I am still working. I've got a lot of papers to grade. I've got another job to do, and I've got the kids to hang out with finally, because I'm gonna be home a bit. So I got a bunch to do. I don't know exactly if I'm gonna get to all of this. Maybe one night I'll manage to record something and then edit it together and put something out. We'll see. Maybe I'll have one out. Maybe I'll have a video out this week. No promises, but I'll give it a shot. But yeah, those are the two real sort of pop culture type videos on the docket coming up. And so I do think that I'd certainly like to do both of those at some point. So those are things to generally look forward to. I won't say what the thing is. I mean, I guess if you really want to know, somebody feel free to. I mean, you can ask and maybe guess what it is. I might go into it a little bit. I don't want to show my whole hand in advance. That's all. As far as the Critical Drinker video, because I do think that he gets some things very much right, even in that video, and I plan to acknowledge that, of course. But I think there's something that he gets drastically wrong, and it's kind of predictable, fortunately. All right. So Lost Drones. We launched a bunch of early drones for recon specimen and recovery. EO's hostile environment caused a lot of them to malfunction. My hands are full with fixing doors around the settlement. Can someone please search for them? Nav coordinates, the launch locations are included. Mark them with a beacon. RC will recovering them. Technician Fessenden. Signal boost. A cache. A heathen cache. Alright, let's do the signal boost thing. We'll see what else we manage to do before we wrap for tonight. We got about 15 minutes. That's not bad. We can get some stuff done. Not a ton. We can get some stuff done. How do we get up there? It's the best way. It ain't that way. I think it's this way. At least we have defensive turrets. It ain't much, but it's at least something. And as far as, like,
Pathfinder, this area
a tactical position goes, this outpost is placed horribly in terms of defending itself.
Look at that view.
Well,
Not yet.
that's something.
I'm looking for iron. Mining some iron. That is something. Oh, look, Ket.
The Outland Spire. You can see it from almost anywhere.
Watch out!
Okay. That's it. They're done. Stop the music. I got him. All right. Cool. Oh, out of mining zone.
An explorer to a fault. Fascinated even when scared.
Rack.
Engineers are weird. No threats, just discoveries.
Got some regular metal.
You said your parents were gone, Cora. What happened?
Don't know. While I was away on training, their cargo freighter disappeared in the Attican Traverse. I looked for them every time I was posted that way. Nothing.
That's rough.
Not everything gets tied up in a bow.
And it's also not even like it's something that you know, I can help with. Like, it's obviously not a quest type of thing. Heck, do I get up there? It is purely something that happened that can't really be, you know, figured out, fixed, whatever. Oh! Nope, okay. Oh god. Ah, bouncy.
Cat signals detected ahead, Pathfinder.
I
Were
know.
these shards of something bigger?
Can't interface with it. Guess we'll never know.
Which came first, the rock or the tech coming out of it?
That's a good question. Very good question. Interesting question. This does seem like a lot of the rocks here, sort of they grew around the remnant. Because, I mean, the remnant, the vault is so massive under the surface of the planet. It's hard to imagine how that could have been built. Presumably it was something like grown. That's my assumption. My assumption is something like... Let me go on foot. A great analogy might be, if my assumption is correct, might be something like Tok'ra tunnels. Ooh. Piranha. Keep that one. Keep that one. Keep that one. Keep that. Okay, no, I'll just keep all this. Some of that's pretty nice stuff. I might actually have to try out some of those guns. Anyway, yeah, it's there we go.
Another news receiver down.
If you've seen Stargate SG-1, the Tok'ra, the symbiotes that are aligned against the Goa'uld system lords.
Won't be long before we build cities.
The view we wanted for months after arrival. Just a simple outpost.
Nice. But yeah, it's they are basically symbiotes. Goa'uld.
I guess you run out of names eventually.
Activating automated forward station deployment.
They're Goa'uld, but they're not in allegiance with the system lords, the bad guy Goa'uld. And so they have this sort of resistance movement, Tok'ra, against Ra.
I've added them to your nav system.
And what that means is that they have to hide quite a bit. Their go-to strategy is stealth. And so one of their primary pieces of interesting technology is these tunnel crystals. These crystals that form crystalline structures that form tunnels in predictable patterns. Where's that iron source? No? Iron? Vanadium? It's supposed to be rich mining. I love this. Kind of really love the pull throw combo. It's pretty great. It's one of my favorite things about the combat in this game. One of my favorite little combat tricks. I mean, it's not the most effective combat trick by any stretch of the imagination, but it's very cool. Very, very cool. Cadmium. More cadmium. Nah. Teleport malfunction. Revenant, no. Okay. What other random little things do we have to do on EOS? Anyway, though, yeah, it's I greatly admire Critical Drinker. I really do. But this error is a very common one among sort of anti-wokists in general. To the point where you see this same error. You'll see the same error in things in places like, or from sources like the Daily Wire. Daily Wire is, and in a lot of the sort of, I don't know, establishment conservatism, maybe, call it. Something like that. Vaguely. they're very much they're very measured in their critiques, and not necessarily in a good way. In a way that in a lot of ways kind of weakens their credibility with respect to the actual strong critiques. It limits what they're able to criticize. And what I mean is, they're far too willing to say, well, if only it were a good story, there would be a good way of, of making these woke points, making these leftist arguments. The problem is that it's done poorly. It's not that it's being done at all, it's that it's not done well. Ah, jeez. So it's not what it's teaching. It's not the political message being put forward. It's that the message is being put forward poorly, which, I mean, come on. That's obviously not the only problem. Like, if we had really effective leftist propaganda, rather than really crappy art made into leftist propaganda, that wouldn't be better. In a lot of ways, that would be worse. So that's the summary of my point here, is that we can, in fact, criticize the actual messages being put forward, not just the fact that they're put forward poorly. And this comes down to a point that I've made in some of my previous videos as well, especially in some of the lectures on McInerney. That, look at these, Ket, this close to our outpost. Oh no! Making sure you're not actually messing around over here. Got a hammer going. Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, it's it's the fact that we can, in fact, criticize not just means, but also ends. That ends are subject to criticism, that what someone is aiming for can be the wrong thing to aim for, or can be doing a practice, like making art, improperly. Even if the technique involved is good, the art could still, in principle, be bad if it's not aimed properly at reality. Or rather, even, we might say, aimed properly at the good qua beauty. Alright, anyway, I'm gonna run back to Bromos and pick up there next time. Whee! We'll pick up next time back up for Bromos, and then we'll go to Eos.
For resources. You can extract minerals via your mining interface.
And then we'll go to Eos and take care of the Asari Arc next time. So that's what we got this time. So, we're basically out of time, so look forward to some of those things I've been mentioning. I hope you've been enjoying following along my class lectures. I've got a couple of them in the description from Thursday. I also have the one up from Tuesday as well. So, and I plan on continuing some of those as we get back from break, although the week we get back, so next week, I'm not going to be posting any new lectures because I'm not going to be recording them because I already have those recorded. So if you do want to follow along, I will still share them. I'll still be sharing them on the page, on the Facebook page. I just won't be, I won't need to record anything new because you can already follow along. So that should be pretty good. Anyway, thank you all so much for joining me tonight. I had a wonderful time. I hope you did as well. If you did have a good time, if you did enjoy what I'm doing, I always greatly appreciate any help that you can give me to keep doing what I'm doing, to keep entertaining you guys and contributing to your good time. And if I've contributed, I'd like for you to contribute back if you can. Anything you can throw my way, I will greatly appreciate it. Right down there, ko-fi.com/Professor McCoy. And with that, I wish you all a good night, and I will see you next time. We are going to be back here Wednesday night, hopefully at 9 p.m., although, again, it might be a bit of a late start. We'll see if I wind up being late. But I'm shooting for 9 p.m. For Kingdom Come Deliverance that we're going to continue on Wednesday. And then, once again, back here next Monday night, as usual. So, good night one more time. Thank you all for joining me. And remember, don't be safe, be well, and more importantly, be good. Good night, everybody.